Hi, I'm Bowling Otter.
And I'm Lissy Sandwich.
Welcome to the BS.
The Bowling Otter Show.
Hello.
Been another one of those weeks.
But this is a really big one.
Yeah.
Because we have the winners of the merch contest.
Because we're the winners of the merch contest.
Yay! So stick around till the end of the video and we will release it into the wild.
Yes.
But in the meantime, a lot happened this week.
Sure did.
A lot of really stuff that has been on my mind.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have these fun viral videos, and there are things like that in here, but just a lot to take in this week. It was one of those weighty weeks.
A weighty week.
Weighty.
It was a weighty week.
A weighty week.
It was a weighty week.
So first is this Lucas the Spider YouTube channel that I just found because he was trending.
Is this the first 4 videos of it?
I think so.
Whoa.
Look, so look at this.
Oh, this is going to be
right?
huge.
Oh my God, and I hope so too. Look at this.
Hi.
Look at him.
I've been captured. I was playing Daisy, and I ran up to him. I was like, "Dad, great!" Then there he is. He's looking at me. Hi. How's my chance to escape?
So cute.
It's just
I can't
like someone,
get enough of
I almost
this.
feel like this was probably like an answer to a dare. Like, I'll bet you can't make a spider cute. And he's like, F you, I can make a spider cute.
He's
know?
so cute. I mean, all the videos are really short.
Yeah.
But we have a friend that is really look at this.
Yeah.
Really afraid of spiders. I kind of want to
Bugs in general.
Yeah, just bugs in general. And I'd be curious
Like everyone,
to see him.
no one likes bugs,
Yeah.
but he's like exceptionally.
It's dark down there.
Oh.
I wonder what's on the other side. Lucas Cadanto.
Right? Isn't that the
And
cutest
the voices,
thing
I don't know,
ever?
everything just works with this.
He's probably just
If
got
this dude doesn't get sucked up by like Pixar or something,
Oh,
like
man.
he's going to, right?
I
mean, he's
know.
got to. It's this really good animation.
It's partially
It's-
the little kid voice, too.
And it's a totally
That's,
little kid voice, but
really
that's
adorable.
perfect animation. That's as good as any
Yeah.
Disney movie we've seen. Like
Oh
if
my
that showed
God.
up in there, it would look right
It's
right
so
in there.
cute. Look at those eyeballs.
This dude's gonna get a movie.
Look at that.
I
And I would
swear,
watch it.
this dude's gonna have a movie.
And I would watch it.
Yeah, I think I would too.
I like it.
As long as it had the same voice. Mm-hmm. It had to have the same voice.
Oh, totally,
Yeah.
totally. And not like Bill Murray, who I love, but
All right, next up on the list is Amazon Go, which is a really interesting idea.
we keep talking about this.
Yeah,
we
I
keep
remember this
arguing
being
both
announced.
Sides.
Like, I don't know if it was a year ago, 2 years ago, like some time ago, and they had this video that we're gonna watch real quick. This is like scenes from that primarily, but I remember feeling like back then, this is like way far off. Like this is gonna be like a decade
Yeah.
off. And they
Yeah.
opened one.
Right.
They actually
Seattle,
opened
I
one of
think.
these stores already. They just did it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
here, just watch this and
check
you'll see
this
what
out.
who this
check
is.
this out. I wonder if this is the actual store.
Yeah, maybe it is.
So it's their own store.
Yeah. Seattle.
They'll partner with like Whole Foods or something.
Well, they own Whole
You know
Foods
what I
now.
mean? Oh God, that's duh.
Okay, so the track items. Like, whoever invented the technology that makes this possible
Right,
is
right.
freaking brilliant.
I have cat hair on my face. That's why I keep grabbing at my body, guys.
You tap a sensor, you get a QR code
Right.
on your way in. And
Right.
scan on your way in, and then you grab
it
things and
tracks
walk
your
out with
phone.
them. You don't have to scan even when you're leaving.
Right.
Sensors and cameras detect what you picked up and then charge the Prime accounts.
And you just leave.
That's
now,
crazy.
what happens if you walk in there? I imagine like it would be really difficult with produce. You know, or like, you know how they have like the bakery section and you grab like a couple of donuts or a couple of rolls or things that aren't packaged, or is every single thing packaged? Like, I have so many questions.
I feel like everything would have to be packaged because there's got to be something about it that the cameras
That's
are
like
scanning.
scannable and looking
Yeah, it's not,
for.
I can't imagine it's just like doing like
That's
a
a
3D model of
cucumber.
every single thing going through.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
probably like a tag or something about it
Right.
that tips it off.
Yeah.
With that has like pricing information.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
that whole bit. So
exactly.
like inventory.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine, and like that does worry you though, because after a while it's like, how long can it be until somebody identifies exactly what that is and finds out a really actually effective way to remove them from items and just walk out the store with them?
Yeah, well, that was going to be the other thing I was going to say, is what happens if you, and this is terrible, but what happens if you go in the store and you don't have any money in your bank account and it charges your Prime account? Like, do you go into the negative? Like, do you go, is it like a bank? Will you go into debt? Will you...
That's a good question.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how is that going to work? Because there's really no way to stop you from leaving. Which brings me to my next point, can you steal from them? So a couple days later, because that video came out, and then a couple days later, there were some people who were trying it because they opened the store saying, I shoplifted, and I left, and like by accident, of course. And Amazon is saying, we don't care if you accidentally shoplift because that's on us. That's a mistake with our technology. You know what I mean? So Amazon came out and said, it is possible to shoplift. It shouldn't be, but if you do, that's on us, not you. So that's fine. You know what I mean? Like somebody here said they walked out with this yogurt.
What an interesting,
Right. And she said, and they said, well, we don't care. You know, it's not going to hurt our bottom line. We should have caught the yogurt. We're still working on it. You know, done and done.
But it's like, what means is that is a crazy, not only just monetary, but a confidence investment.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty crazy to be like this. So they're predicting that this technology is going to be the future of everything. All items like this are going to use this. It's going to be so important that it does not matter how much money we lose now. Because it's all going to come back tenfold. That's probably what they're thinking. Like, the items are going to leave. People are going to figure out how to steal. And they're going to be like, that's okay because we're going to figure it out. And by the time we do, we're going to have made way more money than we lost on that.
Right.
So that's I guess they're just, obviously you got to work churn. You got to work loss into the into anything when you're trying to predict how much money you're going to get. You're doing books for this stuff. You've got to be able to predict loss and breakage.
Right.
But I imagine they've got to have that cranked way up for this, assuming they're going to lose way more money on inventory, I would think.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
we
crazy.
don't know how long this has been in the works.
Yeah.
Because we were hearing grumblings about it, maybe 5 years ago or something.
Something like that. It was a while ago.
I remember being like, oh, they did it.
Yeah.
I saw this.
That's crazy.
So I know we've encountered
So I remember
it
you showed me,
before.
hey, let's talk about this. I'm like, what? I've seen this. This is old.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, they did it?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So it couldn't have been that long ago. So they
No.
must have really been working on it and perfecting it to be confident enough to actually go for it. But I bet they partner with something like Whole Foods,
If this
because
works-
they own Whole Foods or whatever. Yeah.
If this works,
Because, oh gosh, you guys, we live in an area that's very heavily populated now. And when we go to Trader Joe's or something, these carts are 4 deep of people just waiting in line. And you wait as long
Sometimes
as you're
more.
walking around.
Yeah.
So to take that out
to the
of,
point where they're hanging out so much you have to watch people trying to walk around you to
people
get
are
across
still
the
trying
aisle.
to
It's
shop,
crowded.
you're in the aisle,
Yeah.
it's really terrible. So if they took that out of the equation, but then how would it do in a really crowded store?
There's that.
What if people are shoulder to shoulder and you're grabbing stuff?
You know what I
and
think it's
you're,
probably they're probably gonna have this
going
big
like
strip
this?
you walk through Easy Pass, and just walk through it, and they're gonna
Right.
they're gonna be able to scan however many is going through there at a time.
Right.
I'm more concerned of I mean, I know this is just a truth and there's no way to stop this from happening, but a lot of people are gonna lose their jobs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are checkout at supermarkets. A
Yeah.
ton of people.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
a
a
good
job
high
where you have to
school
throw
job.
numbers at it so people try to hire as many as they can afford to.
It's a good job to get. I remember a lot of people in high school were doing that.
I hated it.
I remember. I know you did it. Yeah.
Hated it.
I was never a cashier in a supermarket. No.
I
My sister
know.
was. She had to remember. Did you have to memorize all the vegetables and things? All
Yeah,
codes
you had to
for
get all the
vegetables?
codes. I worked
Anybody
for one
work
that
in
had
a
this
supermarket?
archaic coupon system that you didn't scan the coupons. This is a long time ago now. And this was but this was actually at a time where every single supermarket you scanned the coupons. That was
Right,
just a
right,
thing.
right.
The one I worked at, you didn't. And you had to
man.
memorize their double coupon policy and triple coupon policy. And if you got it wrong, people got mad.
Oh, no.
They were all really old people.
Really?
And that were counting every coupon they
Oh,
had. And they
gosh.
knew it inside and out. So if I would get that wrong, I hated it.
That should be on sale.
Hated it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated
crazy.
it.
Well, I mean, there would be no need.
That was
for
my
it,
very
I
first
guess.
job.
Yeah.
My very first job. I wasn't there for very long.
Jeez. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot to think about. What do you guys think? All right. So if you have been living under a rock, especially in the United States, it was hard. I mean, it was hard to miss this story at all because it was really everywhere, every day, top of the news where, if you hadn't heard about it, there's a doctor for the U.S. female gymnasts, gymnast
the team. Yep.
And he was molesting the gymnasts for decades. And over 100 girls, under the guise of saying that he was relieving their pain. And he was, you could read about it if you like. It's horrific.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that much detail on that.
Especially because some of them, their mothers were present in the room.
Yeah.
And they were really convinced that they were getting medical treatment, which is devastating.
Yeah.
Because you I really trust anybody. I really trust my doctors.
In the room. I mean, this crosses so many weird lines. This is crazy.
You could argue that it's like grooming. You know what I mean? But
You're
all
right.
of these gymnasts, trusted this guy, and now they've all grown, or a good portion of them have grown up, and they decided to all press charges against the guy. And he had a horrible week where all of these gymnasts, or a handful of them actually, because there's too many to count even.
Yeah.
But not too many to count, but you know what I mean. But some of them were getting up and reading statements that were very powerful and very sad. And, it was really something.
Yeah.
And he sat and he listened to the whole thing, and he got 40 to 175 years in prison for sex crimes. And he was also found to have child pornography on his computer. So this guy was he will be studied.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So I'm really curious.
That's a very good way of putting
it.
it.
And then on top of all that today, so all that happened this week, and then today it came out that it's being demanded, or the Olympics Association of the United States, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know the name of it, asked all of the USA Gymnastics board to resign by the end of the month. Just everybody on the board of gymnastics to step down, because I think they complained about him before. Some of them filed complaints 10 years ago. They were filing complaints against this guy, and it
was the Michigan State University athletic director too, right? Yeah,
right. Because
that was the university.
So it's going to be this big. It's going to be this big thing.
Yeah,
and more victims are going to come out, and it's just horrible.
And like you mentioned, he's going to be studied. He's probably patient zero for something. They're gonna freaking name something after this guy. This is crazy.
It makes you wonder. I mean, it's hard to have sympathy for the guy.
It is.
Really, because that is such a horrific thing. But pedophilia is a mental disorder, and I always tend to put them on a different shelf in my mind, because there's always a reason for this kind of behavior. You know what I mean? But with pedophilia comes a lot of shame, a lot of anxiety. That's why so many people are caught with child pornography, because some of them don't molest, some of them don't act on it. Some people go through, they're up front with it from the beginning, and they go to a psychiatrist, and they'll be put on hormones to repress their sexual desires because they can't help it. And it's embarrassing and horrible. So he seemed to find this weird, slice of behavior that he could get away with. Did he think, I'll be a doctor? What came first?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Was that all part of his plan?
I'll be a doctor so that I could, get
it's
involved with
it was so intense that he went through school to become a doctor to satisfy that feeling.
Right, what happened? Where did
that's crazy.
That's what I really
crazy is the wrong
thinking
word.
About.
It's kind of fascinating, to be honest. It reaches a point where you're this guy is on such another plane that you start to be what the hell?
Yeah.
What is this? We got to figure out what is actually going on here and how this works. And then it becomes, like you said, he's going to be studied. It becomes an interest, because you could solve it for a guy like this, if you can come anywhere close to solving it for a guy like this. You could treat a lot of other people and save a lot of freaking children from terrible things.
Especially because people who are pedophiles, not all of them have been caught.
That's scary. That's scary.
Or interacted with in some kind of therapy setting.
Of course they haven't, but you don't think about that. That's so scary.
And they're out there. There's people that die without having been caught. You know what I mean?
There's people who figured out a way to hide it.
Right.
And probably destroy someone's life doing it.
Those are the ones that need to be studied.
Yeah.
The people who are living with it. And really, it's almost like an addiction. You know what I mean?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Can you imagine? Because sexual activity is a human need. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's something that it's healthy, and that kind of thing. So to be told you can't do that is really difficult. It's like saying you can't breathe, you can't sleep, you can't, not to put it on that high of a level where you will die. Yeah. But it's a need, you know what I mean? So to be denied that, I could see why some people would really struggle with that and what to do. But this guy, and believe me, I am not excusing this behavior.
No, here's somebody in the comments be like,
I love the, "Oh my God, how dare you!"
How dare you?
Not excusing it at all.
No, there's no excuse for it.
I'm
there's a reason. There's a difference between guys giving an excuse or something
and explaining
and giving a reason for it. There's a reason, and that is not the same thing as an excuse. And
no, because there is.
This is not something to make excuses for, but it's important to find the reasons. Basically, it really is,
so that it can't happen again, and so that we could look for it, and so that we could understand. Now we know what to look for. So now maybe there will be, some kind of protocol in place or whatever that, something like this won't happen, because this is why we need to pay attention to these things and understand why they happen. Yeah. But it is very easy, and I definitely understand the knee-jerk reaction to be like, hey, to be locked up and, the inexcusable, evil, horrible person. And what he did was terrible, and he really hurt a lot of people, but, there's a reason. There's a reason.
And it's important to find out what the reason is.
Yeah, for sure. I hope I explained that correctly. But the whole thing all around is just really sad for everybody.
It is really sad.
Really sad for everybody.
It's incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Empathy is weird because it's important to empathize with bad people.
Yeah.
It's like to really try, because you got to figure them out.
Right.
Yeah. So
especially,
that's
but with pedophilia is like heroin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was addicted to heroin. And figured out, hey, I found this weird loophole where I could get my heroin all the time and nobody will catch me.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was like one of those people that they're an addict for their entire lives and they live to be 80, and it's like, how are you alive? It's because they figured it out.
Yeah, because they never stopped taking it.
Right,
they
never stopped taking it.
They found exactly the medium, and they stuck with that for their whole life.
You got it. So he found his little loophole in a way to keep getting his drug.
But everybody grew up.
And excusing it, and everybody
grew up.
Yeah,
and at least now I'm happy that means that we have a culture that tells people who went through something like this that to get it out, to figure out what it is, don't run away from it.
Say something.
Say something, because these people decided to face it. And maybe decades ago, this sort of thing probably has been going on for generations.
Yeah.
And then and at least those people didn't come forward.
Right.
There's a lot of people that just don't come forward.
Yeah.
So I like that this shows that people are starting to come forward about this stuff.
Right.
I mean, the whole Me Too thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
That's a really good point.
If that hadn't really kicked off.
Maybe.
And you know what? If this whole movement resulted in just that makes it worth it. You know, I mean, it's worth it. Of course it is anyway. But I mean, that means stuff's happened. That means we're actually having material results maybe at this point.
Yeah.
Not that we haven't been. I mean, that's to suggest that what we've seen up to now isn't material results. And I don't mean I don't mean to make that point, but I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. A lot of, and I guarantee there's a lot of people who are shaking in their boots right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because there is such a fine line.
There's a lot of people who know they could get caught tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And they probably feel more in danger than they've ever felt.
Did you see Michael Douglas came out and said, "Oh, I just want to say I never touched anybody inappropriately." And then, so if anything comes out, I never did it.
He said that not tongue in cheek.
No. So then, a couple weeks later, don't you know, a woman comes out and she's like, yeah, Michael Douglas, he groped me or something. I don't know what the details are. But just the fact that it's just kind of I don't have cookies in my pockets right now.
Yeah.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. It's oh, well, maybe we should look into Michael Douglas. I don't know.
That's okay. That's crazy.
I know.
That's just kind
of.
Oh, whatever.
But yeah, so people are shaking in their boots.
Yeah, well, they should be.
And it's weird times. Weird times we're living in. Okay, so it's time for the subreddit of the week. And this subreddit is called No, Yes.
I do not know this one. I haven't seen this one yet.
This is, I probably should have looked at them ahead of time because some of them make you very nervous. Okay. So it's when it looks like somebody is about to fall or
wow.
get in some kind of horrible situation, and then they recover.
At the last second?
At the last second.
Wow, what an interesting idea for a whole
look at
subreddit.
this. Jenga player makes the
I love
ultimate
Reddit for stuff like this.
I know. Oh, big Jenga.
Oh, God.
Oh, no! What are you doing?
Oh my God! Ouch! Holy crap!
Oh my God!
That is freaking. That's incredible.
Why didn't he get something off the top? Oh wait, isn't there a rule that you can't take one off of like the top 3
I don't think you can. Yeah.
or something?
Oh my
Wow!
God!
Bravo! Bravo! I love Jenga. Oh my God, do I love
That's
Jenga?
insane. That's incredible. Though.
Yeah, I didn't know they made them real big.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh,
I want to
we
play
gotta
Big
get
Jenga.
that.
Yeah.
I know.
We should play Big Jenga.
I love Jenga.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, airplane coming in for landing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't even. Oh my God. Did he know that was happening?
Oh my.
Oh my God.
God.
It would have gotten him right into Boom Boom too. Like he was just passed out. How does he not hear that's a propeller plane? How are you not hearing that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, or is he just laying down like right before the runway? He is.
Oh. Okay, so he's doing it on purpose.
Oh my God.
All
You
right.
butt nut.
He's doing it
Oh.
on purpose, but holy God, that's really mean to the pilot.
It is. You have
Holy
a heart attack.
crap.
Yeah.
You
That's
think-
like having an animal dart
That dude
in front
right
of your
there,
car and
after
then
he
get away.
lands, is probably wondered if he just killed somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a really good point.
Like, holy crap,
That's a
what
good
you have
point.
done to that guy.
Yeah.
Ah.
Give me the willikers. Oh, motorcyclist gets hit by a car running a red light, flips in the air and lands on his feet.
Okay.
I gotta see this. Hold on. Oh, this is one of those helmet cams, which is a great idea.
Oh, no.
I want to see that again.
So wait, that's green light, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was running a red light.
Whoa, he straight ran that. Wow.
Oh my God, I hope he's okay. Look at that. It's like the bike just disappeared out from under him.
Wow. Holy crap, that's
Wow.
ridiculous.
Wow, helmet cams, great idea. And you know what? That makes me so nervous because I know you want a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Do any of you know
I do.
motorcycles or anything like that? He really does. And you know what?
I'll land on my feet.
Right, but I'm totally for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now
Not
that
anytime,
we
like
have a
really
baby,
soon, but it's like a bucket list
Nervous.
thing. One day, I am officially, you know, it happened. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm officially the dad that on his bucket list. When he's like 60 years old, I'm gonna get me a motorcycle.
Oh my
you know,
goodness. You
except it's
gotta
not
dye
gonna be. I don't even
You
know.
gotta dye your hair jet black.
Yeah.
And then
Get all the
on
leather
motorcycle,
gear
get
and
all the
everything like
leather
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like,
Oh
yeah,
my
that's probably
gosh.
what it'll happen. But it's on my bucket list. In my bucket list. On
is
my
this?
bucket list. In my bucket list.
On your
On my bucket list. All right, and lastly, we want to talk about the new Logan Paul video that came out because I don't know, it's an interesting video, regardless of what you think about him and what he did, which was really stupid. It's a pretty good video. You know,
Yeah.
I can see what he's
This
obviously.
video
This video
is a pretty good
not
video.
the last,
Not the last one.
or the last series of videos. No,
Yeah.
not at all. This one's a good video, and if you haven't watched it, just watch it. Even if you don't like him, I think it's a good video.
I feel like he should have waited a little bit longer.
Probably should have waited a little bit longer.
I was surprised to see it as soon as
Yeah, he
he
like cut his
did.
hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is generally what people do when they've been through something traumatic.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a big sign of stress.
Yeah.
If somebody does a really big change to their body or their appearance or something like that.
Yeah.
Stress.
I mean, he didn't shave his head, you
No,
know. So,
no.
but he did.
He changed his look.
He did change his look.
It was certainly part of his like calling. It was like his
Yeah.
calling card.
Yeah.
You know, it was like part of his brand. His brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was,
His
you're right.
weird like little like Pharaoh wisp.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, he talks to somebody who attempted suicide when he was a teenager and talks about ways to get help and phone numbers and things like that, which is a great gesture.
Yeah.
Because hopefully he's understanding the platform that he has. I know that, a lot of people are saying that, by putting things out onto the internet, you don't even really think about who's watching it or whatever. It really does just kind of like go out into the void.
Yeah.
And you don't even really think about who you're talking to.
It kind of does. Yeah. You're right.
You know?
You're totally right. At some point, like, you don't stop. Like, you're doing your content for nobody for a while. Then you're doing your content for 10 people, and suddenly it's thousands of people.
Right.
But you're still doing it like it was 10.
Right.
So it does just kind of like go out into the void.
Right. But a video like this or a video like the last one could hit somebody in some corner of the world at the exact right time or the exact wrong time.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he's
maybe it's exact right time.
Yeah, but hopefully he's genuinely really trying.
That's a question.
To turn over a new leaf here, because he really does look genuinely shocked.
Yeah, that last video he put up with that apology.
Yeah.
That was like you could see him. He's
shocked.
just like, oh my God.
Yeah, like what did I do?
Holy crap. Like, he clearly thought what he was doing was going to be fine. And he didn't understand it was bad.
Right.
And he's shocked to find out it was, and that, and he got lit up.
Yeah.
And rightly so, because for his audience specifically, you can't have content like that for that audience.
No.
You can't do it. And he's got to be you got to be cognizant of his audience.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's all a question of whether or not it is genuine. His actual efforts to want to grow from this and stuff. Like, how much is his content actually going to change from here?
Right.
Because when I see this, and I think he has several moments in this video. Clearly, they spent a lot of time on it. It's really well done, and he's a really good speaker.
Yeah.
So you think wow, eventually if he gets his stuff together, maybe he could use his powers for good.
Yeah. Use
basically.
Your brain. Use your brain.
He maybe could get there. He's still young enough, I feel like, to screw up.
Yeah,
and
people
still,
are generally forgiving.
Because people don't, what is it, your brain doesn't stop developing till 27?
Yeah,
I think, and he's like 22.
Right.
So you're like that, he's going to be a different person in 10 years.
Right.
Regardless of what happens.
Oh, totally.
So you hope it's that sooner than later, he kind of starts that growth process.
Right.
And just starts being smarter about what he's doing.
Well, you know what?
Because he does have a huge platform.
Yeah, he does. And, I mean, look at that, 16 million. Can you even imagine?
Yeah, in a very short period of time.
I know. But you know what? This brought up another issue that I was glad it started the dialogue, because there were some other YouTubers, bigger YouTubers, who were blaming the YouTube grind itself.
Yeah.
As particularly the vloggers for putting that video up in the first place. Because the vloggers, I mean, they've really got a tough gig.
Yeah.
And
that's got to be the hardest one.
And and not just, I mean, like this all day type stuff.
Yes. Yes.
And it's ruined relationships.
Yeah.
It's ruined, it's really hard to keep up. I mean, we even had trouble with Vlogmas.
We did have a lot of trouble with Vlogmas.
Because, and I remember you saying I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm being boring.
Yeah. And after a few days, you start getting ideas, but then that becomes the habit where then all day, every day, you're just like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? What am I going to do today?
You're not living your life. You're not living your genuine life. You're
doing it for the
about,
vlog, and that's,
right. Yeah. You're trying to make yourself as interesting as possible.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, all of our interestingness really is kind of compacted into us recording down here. During the day, we're
pretty boring people.
We're boring and we're busy. We
this.
really don't do we're really
we're
boring.
at home all day, every day.
We're very domestic. We run errands. We go to the store. We work on the house. We play with the baby.
Yeah.
And
we have a
Louie
cat.
And,
So
we're really, really boring. But the vloggers, they have to be they can't even just wear sweats for a day.
No, they got to get up out of bed, get done up for the phone camera,
Yeah. So I'm really, really glad that that's been brought up. And a lot of times, I mean, I'm sure all of you have seen it if you're following a YouTuber on Twitter or something, where a lot of them will say guys, no video tomorrow, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Or no stream tonight, just not feeling up to it, or whatever. Like a human being, that happens.
Yeah.
And by and large, a lot of people are take the time you need. We've done it. We've said look, we're just so exhausted.
Yeah, you guys have been really cool about it.
By and large, you guys are just hey, take all the time you need, whatever. And sometimes we just need a mental health day to just chill and be a
guys. You guys
couple.
are awesome. We have it easy because of you guys.
But some people are no.
Yeah, some people.
How dare you? And then you're
yeah. But I have to say that the last couple times I've seen that happen, where anybody on Twitter or something like that, like somebody with a big audience says they're going to take a day or take a little time. Every now and then I'm always curious to see what the reaction to that question is.
Yeah.
And I'll look to it, and I have to say it is overwhelmingly positive these days.
Yeah.
And it's good that people are talking about it, because people are clearly concerned about it. I've seen this response to a lot of other YouTubers. Their audience is often just really truly concerned for their well-being,
Yeah, yeah.
And if they come forward and say that they're having a problem or something's not going well, like people didn't flip out at H3H3 for him for like disappearing, for a little bit.
Ethan
They didn't get
Miller.
mad at him for that. You know,
Right.
it's kind of like do what you got to do,
Yeah,
man, and like
he just needed him time.
yeah, figure it out.
Yeah, I think at some point every bigger YouTuber has gotten to that point where they're like, man, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I need a couple weeks off. Some people take a month.
Yeah.
Some people don't put a video up for 2 weeks or something and then come back like, I'm so sorry, because sometimes you're just not interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
Sometimes
always
you're
interesting.
just like laying
You're
on
boring.
the couch.
Yeah, like I worked today.
And,
That's what I find
yeah.
myself doing. Like to vlog today, and I'm like, I worked today.
Yeah, you're
like what
like,
am
I
I gonna
didn't
do?
do
Be like,
anything.
yeah, I'm still doing Ethan aspects.
Yeah, exactly. So where all this is going is that pressure of trying to be entertaining and keep everybody's interest. I could definitely see how that could lead him to just not really think about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I could do that. Okay, let's do that.
Yep.
Okay, just like
There's
everything.
not
everything,
time to sit and think like,
everything.
is that okay?
Yeah,
you
just
know,
like,
there's-
oh, I can make a video. Let's go.
Yeah, it's
You know?
everything's a product, and that was the problem I think with a lot of people.
Yeah,
the video
yeah.
in general. I mean, it's you could see how he got there, but that was the biggest problem with the whole thing
Right,
because
right.
then every subject became a product and everything, and that's the vlogging culture in general.
Yeah, and
a
he
lot
was
of this time.
rude. He was a bully.
Yeah,
he knew how he
really
had to
bad
act.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, he knew how he needed to act in order to get the best reaction for the video.
Yeah, and that was the only
you know?
concern there was.
Right, so he was there treating everybody in Japan like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like nothing. And
Yeah.
he was really, really belligerent. That bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
That he was really disrespectful.
His behavior
and
those
all
like
that stuff.
that
And he
was what
says he knows
solidified
that
you like
now.
no, this is just not a good dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this
it's
is this
like,
is not just a
man.
guy doing something tasteless as much as it is just a really bad person.
Yeah.
and like this is who everybody's like talking to
Yeah.
and like looking up to, and kids
It's like
are
a
watching
bully.
his
It's
stuff,
like a
and like
bully.
you think like, oh man, like. I couldn't help think like how many kids watch
Oh my
this
God.
guy
I
and they're
know.
watching
And
him
think
and they're
this is
like
funny.
like this is what I
And
should be
cool,
doing
this
if
is
I
what I
want to
need
get
to do.
attention. It's like man,
I
this is
know.
so bad.
Yeah.
So I really genuinely hope
Yeah.
because like I know it was like cancel his channel. I don't think that does anything because like he'll be somewhere doing this and everybody's going to be watching him.
Mm-hmm.
The best case scenario here, I mean, it's not that it doesn't do anything, that would be massive, but the best case scenario for him here is for all of us here is for him
Mm-hmm.
to actually make a change and be more responsible with what he's doing. If he could find a way to be this crazy, wacky, over the top character that's just like running around and being crazy like he's on freaking coke the whole time.
Yeah.
Like if he could figure out how to be that character and do things that aren't damaging and bad,
Right,
that'd be
right.
great.
Yeah,
You know, just
yeah.
like if he could figure this out, more power to him.
Right.
I hope he does it. He's got my full backing for figuring that
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
you know,
sure.
but like man, if he's just I
Yeah,
just
he
hope he
probably
doesn't go
just
back to
lost
being the
sight
same
of it.
dude.
Yeah,
You know?
maybe he just lost sight of exactly who you are. You know, if you're forced to be on, it's like a reality show that you don't get to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if
Yeah.
you're forced to be on and interesting all the time,
You've got to be
you're
his
gonna
kind of
forget who you
personality
are.
to do it, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, you're gonna
It's
forget
like-
who you are.
Yeah.
But I do like that he's trying to do a suicide prevention type thing, or looking for the signs of it. He starts walking
He's
through
trying
it
to make
and all that
lemonade,
stuff.
you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I do want to say a quick word about this. If you see National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. So here it is, 800-273-8255. So if you know anybody who you feel like needs help or needs to talk to a crisis hotline or something like that, there are individual crisis hotlines for what your issue is. So there's like an LGBT line, crisis line. There's a trans crisis line. There's like low income, you know, like there's all different kinds of, you know, bipolar, depression, like all by
So even down to
different
like
things.
to
Right,
what you're
so
diagnosed with.
If you're thinking about using this number, you need somebody to talk to, or if you know somebody who needs these numbers, dig a little bit deeper if you can and try and find a number that could be tailored to what you think the cause of the problem might be, or just so that they might find some common ground. Because the reason why I'm saying that this is because this Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and I've worked these hotlines, I worked Veterans one time, they are very, very crowded. And if you call this number, if you imagine there's hundreds of thousands of people calling at a time, sometimes, you know, like around the holidays, they're crazy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you will sit and wait, you know, and when time is so precious in that moment where somebody's reaching out and looking for help. You know, if you're on hold listening to elevator music, it doesn't exactly help, you know. So, yeah. So if you know anybody who would need a number like this or whatever, you know, like dig a little deeper, try and find a better number that might,
get them to somebody
be a little bit
faster
more
that knows what they're
specific.
going through.
Yeah. Try and specify it a little bit, you know, because, oh my gosh, there's so many and it's so awesome because, you know, if you like to wear purple and you're trans and you have 4 cats, there's probably a crisis line for you. So look it up and do your research and be safe and hooray for everybody.
All those things.
For getting help.
Hooray for everybody.
Waiting for your daily vlogs. Look, they don't even care.
No, they don't.
They don't even care.
They don't.
Look at that. Please come back.
Yeah. No, they totally. That's the
my
problem. These are the people
gosh.
he's talking to. So these are people that aren't even necessarily paying attention to exactly what it is he's doing. They're just
be
watching.
Any more emo?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
you
they're kids.
guys. They are. They're kids.
Kids.
They're kids.
And that's the problem. And that's why he has to find a way to communicate to those people
Yeah.
instead of reinforcing them.
Right.
Like, you know, there's people like that all over the place, but at least don't reinforce it.
Yeah.
You know, the worst you can do is
Yeah.
completely stay away from it. I mean,
Yeah.
the least you can do is completely stay away from it.
Yeah.
The worst
And-
you can do is reinforce it. He was reinforcing it.
Right, and this was very scripted. You could tell this was this was a very calculated video.
Yeah.
Very, very
Oh, yeah.
calculated.
Oh, yeah.
And even if he just sits in front
He
of
had
his
some professional
camera-
help on this one.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if he just sits in front of his camera and just, if that's what makes him comfortable, and just does like a brain dump
Mm-hmm.
and just gets all his thoughts out, like what he was thinking, where he is now, how he's handling it, I think people will appreciate that a lot more
Yeah.
than like a scripted type, you know.
I'm hoping, and the fact that his video is really just a lot of spontaneous stuff and talking
Right.
spontaneously.
Yeah.
He's got to communicate that same message spontaneously.
Right, that's a
you
good
know,
point.
so he's got to be able to do it the same way. So,
Right.
I guess now we just see what comes next. I didn't know anything. I'd never seen Logan Paul video in my life before this whole thing happened.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like I'm not like trying to get like see if he'll go back to a content. I just want to see if he freaking stays away from that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially now when you have a kid and you start thinking about this kind of stuff, he's he's got years
my
before he's
gosh.
going to be on YouTube watching this stuff, but he's going to be on YouTube
Oh,
watching this
of
stuff.
course.
So it gets you more and more interested in like who's talking to the kids now,
Right.
Who's speaking to them,
Yeah.
like what are they like, and
Right.
that's scary.
Yeah, for sure. And who's speaking for them?
Who's speaking for them?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay, guys. Well, it's time to announce the merch contest winners. You guys turned in some really awesome designs. I was so excited about it. It was really fun to do this, and seems like a lot of you had fun doing
Amazing.
it. So I hope you did.
Yes.
And we are going to announce the winners, and we're saying winners because there are 2 of them this time, not just one. We decided to go with the top 2. And let's see if you will reveal them. Obviously, if you've seen the poll, you know this already. But anyway, all right, and the first one, the one with the most votes, 745 votes, was by Artemis Everfay. This is
So cool.
I really like this one. I'm glad this one is up there
Yeah.
because it's basically the
love
Minecraft scene
that.
from the whole Leap of May,
Leap of
that we do at the
May.
end of the stream. So you go
Look
as
at
high as the
that.
highest point in the map, and
And
we all
here's
jump
our
off.
mods.
Yeah. Here's
That is
actually
so great.
our mod Snail Pirates back there, and Jeff Bull's back there. Tim's back there, and I think Adam's back there if I remember
that
correctly.
is so
So
cool.
he took actual people that are regulars in the servers and mods and put them in the background. So that's
gosh.
great. I'm really happy to see this. I'm
I
excited
am
to see this
too.
shirt.
Yes.
So Artemis Everfay is going to get a shirt. We're going to
you.
get in touch with you, and we'll make sure we get your size, and also send you a Steam gift card because you're awesome.
Ooh, I love it.
And then
Number
2, which was also the
It's a
reason
cool
we're going to do
story.
both of these because they were both way farther ahead of the pack. Really, the 2 of them were very comfortably ahead of everybody else, and they're both awesome. And we really thought
Yeah.
that they should both win this.
gosh.
But this is really cool. Because this is from SDark391 and SDarkDoodles. This was a gift fan art for the holidays.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually entered into the contest at first.
I got it right here.
And they sent it to us and said that their family and they really enjoy the show and the kids love it too. And that's awesome. We're super excited because you guys can all watch together. That's one of the coolest things to us.
Yes, I
That's really
love
great. I love that
that.
happens.
Yes.
And I
Makes me
asked.
feel like I gotta watch my mouth.
Yeah, totally. And then I asked if it was okay if I entered this for them and let you guys vote on it with everything else because I thought it was so good. And you guys voted
And it
right
came
up
number
there.
2.
Yeah, it came in number 2. So that's awesome. Really excited. And we're going to get them a shirt as well. And a Steam gift card as well. And also, so congratulations, you guys. I'm so happy that you all jumped in and voted for them, and I'm so happy everybody had fun doing this.
Thank you.
And later on in the year, we may be taking a couple other ones from this list as well, and also putting out some merch with them too. And we'll get in touch with the artists.
Because they're so good.
There's a lot of really
They're
good choices.
So good.
So
Yeah, we
we'll
love them
just keep your
all.
eyes peeled and don't be too discouraged if you don't see them on the list, because we might get in touch with you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Well, that was this week. BS on the
That
Internet.
was a long one.
That was a long one.
Lot of
A lot to talk
stuff.
about. We got a little tangents there. But if you like this video,
Yes.
please support us on Patreon. Click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it's crazy. It's vision is based on movement. Every time you hear the boom, you see the water ripple, you're like, oh god!
Oh my gosh, I was so afraid.
The raptors would scare me in that.
Really?
Yeah, like the kitchen.
Oh.
The way like they're tapping around the claws.
You were more afraid of that than the
T-Rex?
T-Rex?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the raptors freak me out.
Oh my god, the T-Rex.
Because the raptors were smart.